Hi guys, welcome back. Today I'm going to be sharing with you all how I made my delicious soft fluffy bolillo bread. If you guys want to learn how to make this delicious bread, it is perfect for your tortas, anything and everything. Keep watching, make sure you subscribe and like and share this video. For the ingredients, we're going to need all-purpose flour, instant yeast. We're also going to need sugar, salt, a combination of vegetable shortening and butter, warm water. I'm going to start off by adding my warm water into my mixing bowl. Once I add all of my water, I'm going to sprinkle in my sugar, instant yeast, and I'm going to add in my butter and shortening. Now I'm just going to place on my attachment and add in all 6 cups of flour. Like always, the ingredients and measurements are in the description box below, and I will also recommend the best flour that I used and that I think that will make a good bread. I also sprinkled in my salt on top. You want to add your salt on top of the flour. You want the salt to be the last thing that you add because it can affect your yeast activating, and we don't want that. But now that we have all of our ingredients, we're going to turn on our KitchenAid and mix our dough. And if you guys are interested in this KitchenAid, it is linked on my Amazon storefront, which is in my bio on my channel front page. Once our dough has been mixed for about 8 to 10 minutes, you want to remove it from the mixing bowl. And my glass bowl here is greased, and I'm just going to take the dough from the sides of the bowl and place it into my greased bowl, and we're gonna let this rise for about an hour. And like I said, the instructions and the measurements will also be in the description box below. But once we have our dough into our bowl, I'm going to cover it, and you're probably going to need a bigger bowl so yours won't overflow like mine did. And it's best to use a kitchen towel than a paper towel. But I'm just going to release my dough by pulling the sides, and I'm going to give it a little toss, and I'm going to kind of work my dough for about 5 minutes just like this. And once I'm done, I'm going to remove my dough from my bowl, and I added some oil to my hands and my surface that I'll be working on. And I'm just going to grab a ball. You want your dough to be the size of a baseball. I'm just going to fold it under and place it to the side, and I'm going to do my remaining dough the same. I'm just going to grab it and pinch it at the end once we get our dough. And this isn't going to be perfect unless you're using a measuring scale, which we aren't. It's okay if your dough isn't all the same size. You just want some delicious bolillo bread. And yeah, as long as you make them about the size of a baseball, and trust me, they will rise no matter what size you make them. As you guys can see, the size now, it isn't that big, but at the end you guys will see how the bread looks. I'm just going to continue this process with my remaining dough. And if you guys did not know this about me, I love to make bread. I want to get more into making bread. I'm going to be filming lots of different types of bread soon. Once we have all of our dough prepared, I'm going to start with a technique that will make your bread the shape that you need it to be. I'm going to pull the sides and tuck, pull the sides and tuck. And you want to make sure you're tucking tightly. And we're going to turn the dough around and do the same to this side. We're just going to fold it all the way through, fold and tuck, and your shape should look just like this. Perfect. Now I'm going to set this to the side and continue with the remaining dough. Just going to tuck, fold, and turn it around, tuck, fold, and put that to the side. And here's the next one. Here is another demonstration for you guys. Tuck, fold, really tightly. And now it's time to dip the bread in flour. This creates a nice crust onto the bread. and this is what we need. So we're going to dip all of our pieces of dough into our flour, and this is just all-purpose flour. I'm just going to continue with the rest of my dough, and I'm going to place the dough onto my pan, and at this point your oven should be preheating. I'm going to let them rise for about 30 to 40 minutes, and after they rise, this is how big they got. Now I'm just going to take my knife and make a little slit across the bread just like this. Once we have slits in our bread, I'm going to add a slice of butter. If you don't want to add butter, you can also sprinkle over some olive oil, but I'm just going to add some butter. And look how delicious these bolillos look already, and they're not even baked. And look at the size of these bolillos. Now I'm just going to place them in the oven at 380 for 20 to 22 minutes. And this is how they look when they came out. They are super delicious, golden brown, and your kitchen will smell so delicious after this, I promise you guys. But this is how my bolillos came out. Soft, fluffy, delicious. I hope you guys try this recipe. If you do, make sure you tag me, follow me on Instagram, TikTok, and make sure you subscribe, like, and share this video. I'll see you guys on the next one.